evaluation? Alright, perfect. Okay, so the first question we're gonna answer. So we have a question about American institutions. So what course would you recommend the student take to fulfill the American institutions? So the first question you have to answer yourself is what do they still have left? And then what courses would you recommend?
Probably like
Yeah.
a third.
Well, I mean, I guess any of the classes that are.
Oh yeah, I guess if there's only two then.
So like ones that are in American history, and then so if you took the African history.
170B. Okay. Did everyone hear that?
What?
Okay. So what would you recommend this student to take? And the answer is any class that is listed in both areas. So, for example, with Africana Studies 170B. Now, we wouldn't recommend them to take Africana Studies 170A. Why?
It's not in California State.
It's not in California State, so they'd be wasting themselves a class. Does that make sense?
Wouldn't A would fulfill the first one?
It would fulfill history, but then now they've taken two classes and they still need a third, yeah. So we don't want them to do that. Yeah. Any questions on that? Yes.
Does it have to be a class that overlaps, or do they just do it with California State?
No, it has to be a course that overlaps because it's made up of 3 components and they've only completed one of the 2. Yep. Okay. The next question is, what is the student's cumulative GPA? 2.95. What areas of GE are they still required to complete? The explorations. So this student is a standard pattern, so they'll take one from natural science, social behavioral, humanities, and at least one of these must be culturally diverse. This is a transfer student? Yes, this is a transfer student. Yes.
Because it doesn't list the lower division G, or it doesn't?
For this question, would we also say like American institutions they have to fulfill?
No, because the question is what GE requirements do they have to fulfill? What is American institutions? It's both a graduation requirement and a GE requirement, but we use one of the 2 taken. So they've already taken one course, so we've applied that towards GE. And what you can do, you can't see this because they're certified in their GE, but look at your sociology example. No, that one doesn't have it either, it's not listed there. Sometimes it'll even show right after the lower division GE, before the upper division, it'll show that American Institutions course in there.
Does
Yes.
the certified thing just mean that they're upper division?
The certified means they are complete with their lower division GE.
Okay, so it
That's what that
disappeared
means.
after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So remember my other example of when you see a bunch of boxes that say transfer certified, but then you see one that's not complete? When they're all complete, it'll collapse down into one little box that says lower division satisfied by GE certification.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions on that? All right. So, how many upper division units are required in this student's upper division major?
48.
48 units required in the student's major? 36 is the correct answer. So where did you find that answer? We had a couple of correct answers up here.
4 at the bottom right hand.
It's the 3rd page. We're looking underneath the major.
Major requirements.
Major requirements. Okay. So,
It says max units and communication.
yeah, that's not the upper division units required by the major.
What is that?
It says 4
Oh,
minimum of division.
36.
last page, you're looking on the right-hand side, underneath the preparation for major, and that's where you're gonna see the requirement for the upper division major. So that's gonna tell you how many units are required. Just like you would look in the major, in the catalog, at the major page, and you would look at the upper division to see how many units are required. You're talking about the max rule because it's a BA degree in liberal arts and sciences. So that's no more than 48 units. Okay? Any other questions on that? Does everyone know where to find that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is, what does the D symbol mean? Yeah, it's not bad.
Duplicate course.
Duplicate, go ahead.
Yeah, duplicate course included in GPA and units.
Perfect. Yeah, and you find that in what? Yes.
The first time they took Psych 101, they got a D.
Uh-huh.
And the second time they got a B. So would it still count for like kind of GP or nothing at all?
So let's. So what's happening, now go ahead and look at the credit adjustments. So why did we take that out? Why did we take the second attempt out?
It's because they're improving their course from last time. So
Yeah, they
it
already
has
have
to be
credit in it.
It doesn't matter the credit, it's just improving the grade.
Do
Yeah,
they have credit
so
if they fail?
they didn't fail though, they got a D, so they still earned credit.
But they don't have.
It's an insufficient grade, but they still earned credit. Now, if it was an F, then it would still be a duplicate course? Yeah, it would still be a duplicate course, but, so all this is saying, in this case, it's being counted, so we'll go back and we'll look at it. So the D is a duplicate unless you course, it's included in the GPA and no units were earned. In our other example, we looked at a course that was repeated, that was a passing grade. They earned credit and they didn't get a deficient grade, okay? So in that case, the footnote was what, or the letter was what, does anyone remember? It was an X, yeah. So the course was not included in the GPA and no units were earned. So in this case, it's a duplicate course, but because the original grade was a deficient grade, we're still going to allow them to count it in their GPA.
The D or the B?
Both grades are gonna count in their
Both grades
GPA.
count, but they only get 3 units. So they
That's
don't get
correct.
6 units. Yeah, the unit.
That's correct,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not gonna get units, but it's gonna count in their GPA. But that's because their first grade was deficient. If their first grade was passing, then they wouldn't
They
get
don't get
anything.
anything.
Yeah. Thank you for your explanation. Any more questions on that? Okay. Okay, so now, all right. So the next question is, does the maximum of 48 units in one department apply to the student's major? Yes. And where would we find that information? Yep, it's gonna be in the GPA resident requirements in all the units, that box. The next question is, how many units has the student earned? 66 is the answer. Does everyone know how to find that? Last page, we're looking at total units earned, not attempted. Okay. How many units does this student have in order to reach the minimum 120?
54.
Okay, but rather than do the math, you could let the eval do the math for you. Yep. Okay, does everyone know how to find that in the evaluation? Okay, so it's the second page, and it's underneath unit, resident, and requirements, so in this case, it's on the left-hand side. It's the very first option, it's minimum units required for the degree, 120. It'll tell you how many units a student has earned and how many they need to get to the 120. Does everyone see that? Okay. student completed all of their preparation for the major?
Yes.
Yes, they have. Does everyone know where to find that?
Sorry.
Okay, perfect.
Where's that?
That one's gonna be under preparation for the major. So, second to last. Second to last page. See that? Where it says prep for major? It says okay. So that's important. You're gonna see that on evaluation. You'll also see it in our review. And the reason is if that says no, and the student isn't trying to petition something they've already taken, that's a 2T or a 2X, and they genuinely still have a course to complete, in most cases, you're gonna want to suggest that they go ahead and take those their very first semester so that they can finish out their preparation for major. Okay?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is it, why are they still considered a pre-major?
Because every student is admitted as a pre-major.
Oh, even if they're transferred?
Yeah, they haven't matriculated yet.
Okay.
They haven't come to advisement, but, or orientation. But you don't necessarily know that this student is a pre-major. Every major is going to have an example of impacted program pre-major, because every major is impacted.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
so they're not necessarily a pre-major. I mean, they are, because they haven't
It's
attended
just-
orientation.
Okay.
It's just that every major is gonna have a little blurb about that and where they can find out information about impacted program pre-major.
Got it.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. So, is there any questions at all about the degree evaluation?